to mind.
Yeah.
Right. So
is there another root access member or CDO member? I saw that in the.
That's what I thought, but it's not. That was my mistake.
oh no, but there is.
I was
There is one. There is. Hold on. You
The
guys
gorilla
can see it
mode?
here.
Oh,
So we're live now, by the way. Okay, so here
okay.
it's both of
Nice.
you. We also have Kashmir. He has a different color. When he shows online, he
Okay.
shows in the executive producer section. But
Mhm.
he
I
shows some of
see.
the call.
Okay.
Here you can see it, executive producer. So this is once a month, and I think next week is I'm gonna ask him. Well, he's in Germany, so the time zones are like quite hard,
Yeah.
for all of us. But can ask him if he wants to join you guys on the next one. So it's the four of us, or what? But yeah, we'll see. So
That would be kind of cool.
yep, we're live. We have Roman today, and we have Ted. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Oh, pretty
Good.
good. Just as usually.
Just as usual. Where are you, Roman? Are you still in Costa Rica?
So Costa Rica, yes.
Yeah. For how long?
Yeah. Just until tomorrow.
Just until tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, then you go back. So in the US, you live by yourself then, and your family lives in Costa Rica?
Yeah, that's where most of my work is. So we have a house in Seattle, and so they stay there. And then occasionally they come and visit as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where do you want to live when you retire? Costa Rica? You want to go back to your country, or you want to stay in the US, or what?
Well, the goal at some point was to have essentially a kind of like a hometown or like a home base in each country,
Mm-hmm.
because we're
There you go.
basically from three different countries.
Man after my own heart.
Yeah. So that was the goal.
Uh-huh.
We're working towards that. We already have houses in 2 countries, so we just need the third one. But yeah, we're working on that.
That's cool. That's
That
cool.
way I could spend 6 months in Bulgaria
Mm-hmm.
in the summer, because I gotta tell you, Central America in July sucks.
How is it there right now? Is it too hot right now?
No, it's just raining. It's been raining the whole freaking time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure about Guatemala, but here it like rains a lot.
Oh yeah. Right now we're like in the raining season, but it's weird. It's delayed, I think. It should be raining more, but yeah, when it rains here, it's like a lot. But yep. So you don't like it there at these months
No,
then?
I would rather be in Seattle right now. July and August are perfect for Seattle time.
What is it there, summer?
Yeah, summer there, and Seattle has one of the best summers because we get basically 3 months of not too hot months. It doesn't rain a lot. Grass is still green.
Mhm.
It's perfect time to go to the lake, have fun with friends. You can go to any mountains, and you're not gonna feel like you're gonna die out of thirst and sunburn.
Uh-huh. Oh,
So it's pretty great. The 3 months, that's pretty much the best 3 months to be in Seattle. Usually June, July, and August.
oh. And what about you, Ted? What have you been up to?
Just working, trying to get my wonderful keyboards to work. Thanks to you. We're almost twins. Oh, where did it go? I forgot the keyboard.
How's that going on?
Yeah.
Look, it's a baby of yours.
Uh-huh. And what happened to the battery? Did you get the wrong battery?
Yeah, what did I get? I tried to get a bigger one,
Uh-huh.
and of course that was the wrong one.
Uh-huh.
It won't fit in
You
there.
have to
and
assemble
then,
that thing, or what's happening?
No, this one was pre-assembled, so it
Okay.
it already came assembled. I didn't have to deal with any of that, but I did have to switch the keycaps, or I had to order keycaps because I did not order them, and I must not have clicked that box. And then I got the batteries today, and then the switches I swapped out because they were.
Hold on, guys.
30
We're going
grams?
up. We're going up.
We're going up like in an airplane.
He went up. He lifted his desk.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going up.
I'm doing that now, man. I just hate sitting down for too long. My back hurts.
Yep.
So what happened? I was talking to my wife. When was it today? I told her, you know what, Ted purchased a keyboard and he didn't get the switches. and she was like, but it makes sense, because if you buy a keyboard, well, you usually get
should
everything.
switches.
Yeah, you get
Correct.
switches, keyboard, keycaps, everything. You don't have to worry about. But with these keyboards,
This is
it's
what happens
different.
when you buy this. You buy this keyboard, you get all the 9 things.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing too, is on their site, when you purchase it, it shows the picture of it with all the keycaps and
With
everything on
everything.
it. And I
Mhm.
guess I thought I selected everything and I didn't realize I had to select keycaps, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, lesson learned.
Oh, so
it
you
was actually
Yep.
cheaper because what were these 42? Yeah, 42 of the switches on Amazon were like $13. And the keycaps were like $3. So it wasn't that bad.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where is it? It's right here. Let me show it. Where is it? Is it this one? Oh no, this is not the one. Where is the toucan?
It should be in there.
I'm gonna look it
That's
up.
the site.
Toucan. Oh, it was right there. Here, version 1. This is the one that you got, right?
Yep. Yes.
But it says this right here. Optional. Well, but it says optional
Yes.
add-ons if you have other keyboards and if you and keycaps.
So that's
yeah,
where I missed right there. I
Yeah.
didn't hit that.
it's confusing. Yeah.
Hey, lesson learned.
And the battery,
Oh, crazy.
what happened? Is it too big?
The battery that I got was too big. I tried to I thought I had followed like their specs on the shop site or the docs site, but I tried to get a bigger one and it was obviously the wrong size. So, but I was able to order the correct battery and got it today, and it now powers up. And then now it's just trying to figure out how to do the firmware. I did find the ZMK software. And there's a web GUI thing that you can do, and I was able to change a couple of the keys around. So
Oh.
now I'm learning how to do the layers, but I get why you said you hate the software, and that's why you started doing it via command line or via the config file.
Mhm.
Because trying to use that ZMK software,
GUI.
it's a hot mess. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's just I don't know why it's so bad. I use is it Vile or Vil or something? Is
Mhm.
what the other Corn keyboard I have uses, and that one is actually pretty easy. But the ZMK one is
It's
not.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it through GitHub. If you ever want to do it through GitHub, I think I have a video, and it's specifically for like the toucan. Where is it? It's this one, build and flash custom firmware. So that kind of helps, but
Yeah, I was looking through one of them today where it was plug the cable in and then push the button on the back twice, and then it mounts it so that you
Yep.
can see it in Finder, and was dropping some files. But I was like, okay, what is this
yeah,
going to actually do, and what's in the config file? And I
But-
went to your GitHub page, and I didn't see those file names. So I was like, okay, I'll play with this later.
there's like a really popular one. What is it called, Nick? No, CMK, I think it is. Hold on. Key map editor. This one is pretty popular. I don't know if
Oh,
this is the one that you're
yeah.
using, but you can specify like
No,
the
I was
keyboard.
using ZMK MK.studio is the one that I was playing with just now.
Oh, I see. Okay. This one is popular. I've seen people use it and recommend it a lot. So, because you want to give it a try as well.
Screenshot and play with later.
Yep. So, keyboard. I hear some echo. Let me see. Where does the echo come from?
Always
From
Roman. Always
Yeah.
Roman. I keep my headphones too high sometimes, and I forget.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's gone now.
Always Roman. Yeah. We've already figured it out. I just always forget. I like to listen to music, and when I listen to music, I just jam it out. Obviously, not too loud, but for my headphones, just because they have a open back, um, and the mic is actually sitting on the side of mine. So as soon as the noise comes out of here, it literally the mic's picked it up. So
Fix it up.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. I see. I see. So, what else are you guys up to? We talked about keyboards. That's something that I want to touch on. You know, I just wanted to see how your experience has been with the keyboard, but you're still playing around with it, right, Ted?
Yeah, it's turned out to be a rabbit
Side
hole.
project.
Definitely a rabbit hole.
So when are you going to explore the homeroom mods?
I have them already. I have them on carabiner Albans for my my Magic keyboard. It's
Mhm.
too laggy, so it really lags down the typing. So I tend to shut it off. But I do have like the Shift is A, the Control is F, and then Option and Command. I think it is. Yeah, they're in there somewhere. So I've kind of played them a little bit. But it's not something I'm driving daily yet.
Yeah. Is there a way to use one of these keyboards without home run mods? Well, what is the other one that people use? One-shot modifiers. Is that what you use, Roman?
On my end,
Yep.
no, I only use right now. I don't use anything off like software wise. I just use the Voyager.
Okay, but do you use home run mods or do you use one-shot modifiers? Like, how do you press your
Home run
modifier
mods.
keys? Home run mods?
Yep.
Yeah. Since it's just a small keyboard, I think you have to go either with home run mods. Pratt uses one-shot modifiers, you know, but I haven't
What's the
tried them.
difference?
Based on what he
Which prod?
explained in the last video, is that you press a key
Mhm.
and then I don't know how it works, to be honest. I don't remember, man. But
Well, it's almost like one shot modifiers. It's like you press and like the next one that you do is, let's say, one of the modifiers is control, right? You can't hold it. You can only, let's say,
tap it,
tap
right?
it. So yep, you tap it. Yep. And so like let's say you press the control modifier, that's the one shot, and let's say you press T after that, so it's control and T. But it only does it for that one tap.
So you need to have the
I haven't
four
played.
keys. You need to have the four modifiers specified on the keyboard. There's people that have them under a layer. Someone in the past stream said, you know, so you press a layer key. Let's say that you have them here, right? So you press a layer key, and let's say that this is your command, the F, right? So you hold this command, and now you have command, right? You just tap it.
It's locked.
Command, you're in command. Let's say you want to do command T for a new tab. You just press T after. That's how they work, I think. But
yeah, and then after that it's released. So like, you know, you essentially lock
It's
it for
not
that
lock
one
lock.
press.
It's just locked for that second for the next key press.
Yeah. So therefore the name one shot. Just modify. You also have one shot layers. I think that's similar. How they do it.
How would those
So
There's
lock
a
it in a
layer
layer.
that, yeah, basically, well, I think that's essentially the same thing. I think that's what we're talking about. It's one shot modifiers in a way. It's a one shot layer. Is basically you have a key that you tap. Once you tap it once, it takes you to the layer, and the next layer is essentially active for that tap. And that's how my app layer works. So let me see if I. Right now, I'm not sharing my
So
screen.
you do
but
like a command or a layer A would be for applications, and then it's all your apps that are there. And if you press W for web browser, it would launch the web browser and then go back to normal. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, something like that. So let me see if I can. I don't have the link active for the camera, the screen sharing, but I can share my. So I have an entire basically program for. Let me just see. I'm gonna do a window, and I'm just gonna share the key map. Page it later, but
let me know.
Let me know if you see it.
Let's see. There we go.
Okay. So essentially what this is right now I'm actually in one-shot layer. And so this is basically my kind of like app layer. So from here, if I press C, that launches my terminal. You guys don't see it, but you can see right now that I'm in my normal layer, but then I'm going to activate that same layer. So I'm in that layer right now, and I'm going to press, let's say, B for a browser. No, it doesn't make sense, but you see that I only press a 1. It does activate my browser. Obviously, you guys don't see it because I'm only sharing just that window, but you can see how just one press. Here, I'm in that one-shot layer.
Which
I'm
one
gonna
did you
do
press?
T.
Which one did you
I'm
press?
pressing a macro. I'm sorry, I'm pressing what's it called? A chord. So it's a DNF. I press the DNF
Oh, DNF together. Okay.
Yeah, DNF together because D is already an out and F is the control in this case. But pressing DNF together is my chord. I also have a CV chord. So basically these two, you can kind of see them. CV is a chord. F and J together is a chord. J and K together is a chord. I have many chords. S and D right now is my tab. I eliminated my tab. So I put the S and the D together as a chord is a tab. But I'm only playing with one layer that's a one-shot layer. But you could have let's say, you could have the one next to the left control on my left thumb. You can have that one to be, let's say, if you tap it once, the next button you tap is just shot once. But if you hold it, that layer is active for as long as you're holding it.
Oh, the same layer.
So it's a layer key?
Yeah, so you can have a layer key that acts as a tap hold, but you cannot do it on, let's say, in this case, my D and F, the A, S, D, F, and G are all already tap and hold positions because they're also like a hold modifier and a tap function. So you have to use like a separate button. So you maybe like one key that I'm not using for anything else, I would use for a layer switcher, and that layer switcher can be a tap hold lay switch. So if you tap it once, then the layer that it activates, it's active for just one more tap. If you hold it, that layer is active for as long as you're holding it.
I have, okay, so I think okay, I see where this makes sense. Let's say that you have in DNF, you have your apps, right? So if you press those two at the same time, that's what a chord is, Ted. When you press two keys or three or whatever, how many at the same time, that's a chord. So in your case, Roman, if you press DNF at the same time, that activates your one-shot application layer, right?
Yeah.
And then you have both of your hands free, so you can type D, for example, and it's gonna take you to an application, right? Or F.
Yeah, so like E, so I have something on the W, E, and R, right? Which is you can see it says OCCW or OCCE or OCCR. I have to actually show you the actual, like the actual configurator so that you can kind of see what it does.
So it's kind of like a shortcut. OCCW is mapped basically to launch that app, is what I'm assuming.
Yeah. Well, it's
Alias.
Raycast that actually does it. So basically, I'm doing this so that it's a shortcut that's not occupied by anything on any of the systems, right? And then I take Raycast to handle my hotkey press. So when I press basically, which is Option, Command, Control, and E. So it's Option, Control, Command, and E. When I press these three, or so 4 keys technically, I would activate the hotkey that is programmed in Raycast, which will fire up. In this case, I think E was, I always get them confused. It's either my Outlook or it's in my my messages, and then my Teams. Yeah, so Teams is on W, Outlook is on my E, and then R is my messages, like iMessages.
Did you get used to, because you have to press two, you have to press DNF and then another key. Did you get used to that two key? Yep. It's like Emacs.
For me, the chords hit really first because I mean I got used to them the most because from the get-go, the first key that I eliminated, or the first key that I had to eliminate because the Voyager just doesn't have enough keys, was the enter. So So I thought, what's the best way to do enter? Unfortunately, I taught myself to do enter with F and J. So my enter is actually 2 keys on 2 separate halves.
Sides.
So and I got used to pressing that, and then from there on, I was like, okay, what's the other one that I want to get rid of that really hurts the pinky? It's the escape, right?
Yeah, way over there.
So I'm actually trying to launch the configurators right now, so you actually can see live.
Christian, you use the space with 2 keys as a chord too, don't you?
In specific scenarios, like if I'm typing with my 2 hands, let me show you real quick. If I'm typing normally, this is space for me. This, my right thumb. But if I'm editing a video, I have the mouse grabbed. These 2 DNF are space, like a chord. This is space.
For
Like
marking,
if yeah, because I cannot grab the mouse and hit space, like, so.
So I'm gonna select a this time I'm gonna select the tab. So
what
you're
if you
actually
need to
looking
press?
at.
What if you need to press enter with the left hand, Rumen? What do you do? Like you have to put your hand.
Well, I used to have one. I used to have one in here, which I removed it because I didn't actually find myself pressing it often. But on this utility later, as I call it, I used to have my enter be one of these buttons, so I was able to press enter. But I haven't found myself lately, especially with Emacs. I haven't found myself lately needing that. It's very rare, and at that point, I'll just move my hand. However, I have found myself needing to press one key that I use a lot. So, like, if this is my number layer, right? I actually have enter and backspace here because while this layer is active, it's active with the right thumb, right? I cannot press my backspace because my backspace is here, and I'm holding the layer here.
If you would, yeah.
So the only way to do it is to press backspace with my index finger.
Oh, okay.
Right. So that's I taught myself, and I know that only the numbers, just because I have to I have to hold the numbers layer with my thumb, and I have to use my index finger to press backspace. There's no other way. There's no way for me to have the numbers key layer active and press backspace, because backspace is it's all both on the same. It's on the same thumb, and the same thumb can't press two at the same time. So that was a bit of a like, okay, how do I come around this? And here's example is the apps layer, right? So here's essentially what it does. Just try to I have to go into modify so I can show you like macro. So here are the combos.
Yeah, I did the same thing too. I had my command and shift on the 2 right bottom buttons, and I was like, okay, or command and space, and I was like, I can't hit those both at the same time.
So here's an example of how it does layer 4 apps for 1 key press. When held, the layer remains active. Now, I technically cannot, well, I could hold it, but I never do, right? So I have this here, right? And we know that the next key press on that layer will disable that layer. So that's why on the next layer, what I have is essentially this one, which essentially these 2 buttons are getting me command and space out of it.
Are you sharing?
You didn't. Yeah, it froze, I think.
It's froze, yeah. I just see DNF there, and they're highlighted in blue.
Really?
Yep. I see D and F highlighted in blue.
Why did it stop?
Let me see here.
Interesting.
Let me see.
Yeah, I can see it froze, yeah.
Is it on my side? Hold on. Let me switch here. Let me switch there again. There we go.
Yep, it's moving now.
Okay. So let me make sure I can watch it on 2 tabs. Okay. So all right, so here on the right side it shows, see how it shows the app layer. Now the app layer, when you press,
we cannot read it
again. No,
there it goes. There it goes.
Read it. Oh, you cannot read it because
of
it's
the
on
chat.
the very because of the chat.
Yeah,
because of the chat. So sorry, chat. I can basically there's the combos menu shows on the right side. So when I activate this, there's like a little menu. If you guys follow my mouse, you can kind of see it right here. And you can see when I hover over one of the combos, it shows me which one it is. And so this is a combo. This is a combo. And so I have these two very. I mean, I use these quite a lot. The D and the F quite a bit. The J and K a lot. I use the F and J a lot. And I'm trying to incorporate more, but it's getting used to any of them. And so, app layer. I do have a mouse layer, which I don't use very much. Primarily is the first 3 layers, and I'm still playing around with some concepts. I'm trying to, like, the latest shift is trying to get rid of this column. So I was able to get rid of this
Ooh, you're
column
trying to make a
completely.
smaller keyboard.
Yes,
Smaller.
and yeah, and then I do have one layer that is entirely for gaming, which is this one.
Yeah.
Which basically makes the keyboard normal. Like there's no layer switches on here, and the only way to switch it out is to switch this. You have to tap the same top button to get it out, which is all the way up there, so you never really press it with your pinky on the right side. Because normally when you game, you have the mouse on right hand, so very
Now-
rarely you'll press.
Now, why are you going through all this after you see all the trouble that you're getting into, Ted? Like, what made you decide, you know what? I'm gonna suffer like if I was in hell trying to come up with my own key map, you know, like I'm gonna design.
Well, I'm not trying to come up with my own key mappings. That's why I asked you for yours.
Oh. Why? Why?
I was trying
why not?
to avoid a little bit of help.
Oh, but you're gonna suffer. There's no way
Oh,
that
I
you
know.
can go through all this without pain. What made you go like, you know what? It's time. It's time to go and suffer. Like, why not use a normal keyboard? And same question goes to you, Ruben.
Well, for me was I just don't want to touch the
yeah.
mouse. I want to stay in the terminal where I'm banging away doing stuff. Trying to go from this to that. And to me, grabbing the mouse and having to switch to a bunch of different stuff is just, it slows me down.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it on the normal keyboard and I don't have to use the mouse as much. But my goal is to be able to use a split keyboard where I can do all the modifiers, have it in the firmware where it's as fast as it can be without there being any lag from like Carabiner Elements or some other third-party software to get in the way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, pretty much custom macros, custom keybinds that you can use like to switch apps and all that stuff, right? That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
What about your Ruben?
For me, it was just longevity and ergonomics. I mean, I hadn't started with having issues, like like in the wrist or in the hands or shoulders yet, like serious ones. But I was starting to use the computer more and more, and I noticed that the first pain that kind of started showing is right about right here.
Mm-hmm.
When I used the laptop for a little longer. And so, because I do want to be able to use the keyboard for the rest of my life,
Mm-hmm.
without pain, I kind of started researching what does it mean to have an ergonomic, keyboard. What does it mean to learn the different layouts? And then I watch one of the guys, Ben Valak. He does some crazy layers and stuff like that. And I was trying to understand what the layers are, what the layers do.
Mhm.
And it was when I learned about home row mods is when I saw one of the guy. He's the what's his channel is he's popular YouTube, but he had the Voyager.
Dreams of Code.
Dreams of Code, exactly. So
Mhm.
he made a video about home row mods,
Mhm.
and he showed the Voyager there, which I was already experimenting with the ZSA keyboards. I have the Plank, and at some point I had the Moonlander, but I didn't like it, so I returned it.
The
So
Moonlander,
coming from
why?
the Plank,
Why you didn't like it?
I actually bought it used on eBay,
Uh-huh.
and the guy had told me that it came with certain switches, but it didn't. And I really wanted the brown, and he gave it to me with reds. And because eBay, description and all that, so he returned it. He allowed me to return it. So it was a matter of just switches. I really wanted the brown tactile switch. He misled in the description. He said it came with the browns, and it actually came with reds. I didn't want the reds. So I didn't like the red switches.
Can you replace them on that keyboard?
Yeah,
or
you
no?
can. Yeah,
Okay.
at that time I wasn't that far into the journey. So the Moonlander was the first of the ZSA keyboards that I got, and then after that I found the Plank. When I found the Plank, that's when I started getting into like layers. That's when I started. If in case you don't know, Plank is probably one of the smallest keyboards. It's
Yeah,
40%
it's a really
keyboard.
small one.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Plank.
Yeah, I think that's how it's
A little
spelled
tiny
out.
guy.
They actually don't sell it anymore. It's already like the original ZSA. Look for the ZSA one. It's a discontinued.
Is that how you read it? Oh, this?
I think so. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, they discontinued it, so I still have one mine, and I really really like it. Yeah, it was a really really nice keyboard.
Spacebar so small.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but I this is where I discovered layers. This is where I started
Yeah,
playing with
yeah.
number layers, utility layers, and things like that, and I loved it. But because my hands were cramped up like this
Yep.
the whole time
Mhm.
on it, especially I have pretty big hands. This is a really nice keyboard that actually Ben Valak showcased as well. He said it was really great for portability, which is true. I often will carry this one as my. Ooh, are you showing negativity?
Keeps
bro?
doing thumbs down.
I
Ooh.
don't know.
Oh no, I
it
keep
came
seeing
up.
thumbs down
Where?
Yeah.
in the middle of the screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't have
Boo.
reactions enabled. Let's see.
No, I think you have them.
No, I don't. Look, I'm
From
trying
somewhere
to
I
put
came.
hearts. I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah. And so I started with Plank.
Or
Start playing around with
here.
switches.
Maybe here. Maybe here. Right?
Yeah.
On
Yeah,
that
I see
screen.
that
saw
one over
it.
there.
What's weird is I saw it actually on the other screen, which is interesting.
Yeah, the web share
It-
or your browser.
Oh, really?
yeah.
That's crazy, man.
I wonder if it's recognizing it. No, it wouldn't recognize it from the screen share. But I mean, maybe. I don't know.
How is that possible? I don't know. That's
I
a
don't
glitch
know.
for
We
sure.
were trying to figure it out last time, but
Yeah. But what you were saying, what, Ruben? Oh, Ben Balak, and then you were talking about what?
yeah. Then so Ben Valak got me into the Plank. I used the Plank. I learned about layers. Then from there, I watched the home row mods. And once I watched the home row mods by Dreams of Code, then I saw the Voyager, and the Voyager had just came out, and I was like, oh, I already love the ZSA keyboards and the configurator and everything. So I was just like, oh, I was already hooked.
And
So for me, it was easy going thing.
this one, okay. I hate the MacBook built-in keyboard, and I've always said that a spacebar this big in the laptop, in the built-in keyboard for the MacBook would
Mhm.
make our lives way easier because you can access the modifiers, right? Have you tried to reach the modifiers on the laptop keyboard? You have to do your thumb like this, man. Like
You
Yeah.
have to crank it way
yeah,
over.
but if Mac OS or if Apple would put the spacebar like this, would be amazing, at least to reach the modifiers in a better position, but that's never gonna happen, man.
Even on the Magic
Yeah.
keyboard, it's kind of over pretty far too.
Oh yeah, I have it right here. Like you're typing, you want to reach option, like
and you're doing like some some
Yeah.
contraption with your hands.
Look
like
at this. Yeah. So you have to type it with the pinky. How do you guys type option? I don't even remember how to type option. Which
I don't know.
key? Which finger do you use? Like
It's thumbs.
thumb?
It's still my thumb. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the control I
you
use
just have
with
to
my
go and
pinky,
tuck it in.
but the option
underneath.
I do use with my thumb. But instead of me, I catch myself actually moving my hand. Like I'll literally look at the keyboard to move my thumb over. That's how bad it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, what was it? To take screenshots, Command Shift 4,
in
right?
4.
Yeah.
And 3.
Yep.
4 is the
So-
area. 3 is
Yeah.
the thing.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
Screen.
Just look at this shit. Like Command Shift. I have to stretch my finger a lot, and I did
look
take
at
them
look
like
at look at your thumb.
look
It's
at my
looking
thumb,
like it's having a good
man.
time.
His fingers are
Like-
shaking. And
yeah, they're shaking.
The
Exactly.
hand is bending in shapes that it has never seen
Man,
before.
but you cannot see my thumb. But look, it's right there. Like Command Shift 4.
No, we see a little bit of the knuckle
There,
of the joint
right?
is having
Look
a
at
good
that.
time.
Man,
Just so you can press that one. Yeah, it's
And-
crazy.
and
It's
look
crazy.
at this. And that is
And to
how.
think that people actually do this every single day. Like they
Yep.
go through this kind of trouble every single day, and they wonder why they have. pain. I mean, I do use my laptop keyboard a lot, and I've this is actually the one keyboard on the laptop that I've gotten used the most, and almost every time I can go back to it, and within like 5 minutes I'm back to typing at pretty good speeds. But it's painful. You use it for like more than an hour, and next thing you know, you have shoulder pain, you have elbow pain, you have wrist pain.
You see who we have in chat? Do you know who this is?
Oh, we have the professor. The professor.
The professor is 80 years old and he uses an Apple Magic keyboard. Professor, how has that experience been? And
the option moves to the left, and I can't use it.
do your hands hurt because you use a Magic keyboard? Do you use a Magic keyboard? Let's see. So he says that he bought a Neovim 100 keyboards. The option is move to the left. Let's see. Which one is that one? Neovim 100.
I think I have a Neovim 96.
Oh, okay. So it's similar to this one, the one that you have, Techieman or Ted.
Mhm.
Let me grab my.
Also,
What is?
there must be a
Yeah.
Mac OS variant, right?
Ugh, you
I
can't
don't
see
think
it.
I'll ever go back to a normal keyboard. I just can't.
Yeah, you can't see it.
We cannot see it. You want me to switch
No,
to
it
your
won't
camera?
drop on
Hold
screen.
on, hold on. Let me switch here. There. Try to show it there. Move it
It gets wiped
down.
out.
Move it by your chest. Oh no. No. Why does that happen? Because of the
It's the overlay,
okay.
but it's a Neovim Air 96. You can look it up.
Oh. What? Oh, that's your daughter's, Rumen?
I got this one for my daughter. I really wanted her to use a really well, first of all, she asked me for a pink keyboard and I wanted to find it. And it's got this detachable cat head. It's pretty cool. But then it has like really cool keys. Like they're actually like the keycaps are like it's using like they have cats on them. So it's an easy way for me to teach her, and I managed to teach her. I mean, she's 5. I managed to teach her how to change the LED colors on this. It's actually a pretty cool keyboard. If you want to look it up, it's not that expensive, and I highly recommend it for anybody who wants to get their kids into using keyboards because it actually uses if I'm mistaken, but it uses some creamy keys, so the keys sound really good.
Oh, I hear it.
Yeah, I could hear it.
Let's see.
Like they
Type
sound.
again. Type again. Let's hear it. I don't hear it.
Oh, it's muted. It's muted.
Well, I do have my filters.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. When you talk.
You have to talk at the
Yep.
same time,
I have to
so
talk
it doesn't
and
drown
yeah,
out.
you can hear it a little bit, but they sound really creamy. So the keyboard is the it's a YUNZII UNZ, and it's a C
You see?
68. No, it's a it's UNZ and then space C as in Charlie 68.
Oh,
68.
C68.
There it is. There you got a black one.
They have them in a Panda, and they have them like in a. So this is what it is, and it's actually wireless, like it's battery powered. You can do battery like Bluetooth. You can have hardwired. Comes with spare keys. It comes with really like they call it, what is it, the creamy keys and all that. So it sounds really, really good. I was impressed when I tried it. I was like, She wanted a pink keyboard, so I just got her a pink keyboard. Then I got her.
He's just not telling us this is what he uses as a daily driver.
yeah.
Oh, he's got the
No.
headphones that
He's got
match.
the headphones.
Yeah, headphones, and then I got one of these was
Uh,
one of the Pro is the G4 Pro. Or
Oh,
it's a Pro super light mouse.
I use one
Right.
similar for the work
Yeah.
computer, like this, right?
Yeah.
For the Windows
So this is
computer.
actually one of my old mouse.
so the Windows
Right.
is non-deserving.
Yeah.
I'm now into like ergonomic mouse.
What
So I
is
use a
that?
trackball. It's a
Oh,
trackball mouse.
oh,
Oh, a wireless one? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, wireless ergonomic one works really good. It uses I use my hands. I mean, I care about my hands and how many movements it does, but right now I don't care about the speed at which I type. Although even with all these homeroom mods and stuff and layers, I can type close to 100 words per minute
oh,
on
that's
a speed
fast.
test.
That's
I would say
fast.
on a daily like regular one, I would say 60 to 70.
Yeah,
Just typing daily stuff.
that's decent. I type regular, normal basis. I think like 70, 80, we could say, 70, 80. But I don't know. I don't type unless I'm taking notes, I type really fast. Otherwise, if I'm doing like work related stuff, I have to stop and think, right? So I
Yeah.
cannot be just like typing, like.
Yeah. I think for workflows currently, I don't need to type any faster than that. Plus, most of the typing I do now is to talk to the AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we just use dictation.
Yeah, so I could switch. Yeah, I could switch to one of those Whisper Flows or whatever by Mac.
Are
Or
you? I
make
have a
my own.
question. Are you using Raycast 1 or are you testing V2 of Raycast?
Raycast V2.
By my surprise face, do you think that I know about V2?
What is
I was
that?
gonna say, I guess not.
Okay, we're
Go to
learning something, Ted.
raycast.com/new.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. So it's their new version, which is it's got dictation built into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How come I didn't know? Well, you know what? I don't watch YouTube. Ted, you have to share the freaking videos in Discord, brother, because I'm lost when it comes to new technologies now. So I have no
It's
idea.
because you don't watch YouTube anymore.
Yeah, I don't watch YouTube anymore. Just when I watch it on stream, But other than that, I'm like completely lost,
Mhm.
And so what's?
Oh yeah, see how it has like the hotkeys? That's essentially
Mhm.
what my Voyager does. It just activates a hotkey.
Oh, okay. So what's difference between this one and V1 then? Dictation pretty much, or does it add other cool stuff?
I don't use it as like I use it minimally. So the dictation was one of the big things that they have in it. Other than that, it's a complete rewrite of it to get it up to the next version. It's actually the application is an Electron app actually, which is kind of crazy, and it looks and feels just like a native Mac OS application.
Oh,
which is
really?
pretty crazy.
It's still in beta, actually.
It is still in beta, yeah. So they just finally got the sync to work, so that it will sync like clip. I don't think the clipboard history is part of the sync, but all your settings and different kind of settings inside of Raycast, it'll sync them back over between multiple devices.
nice.
Your notes, because it's got Raycast notes in there. I played a little bit with the development piece. We have a Teams account, so we wrote an integration for our ticketing system where we can actually query or bang against our ticketing system for like looking up client information. It happens all through Raycast through their developer piece, which was kind of crazy. And then we also use the AI component where we can, since we made the connection to the ticketing system, we can have Raycast use the AI, tell the AI to use that connection to be able to look up information, like show me all the tickets for today for client X, and it will use AI to go do the query and return the information to you.
Oh, so you use Raycast a lot then. Version 1, the normal Raycast?
I use version 2. I've been testing the version 2 for my limited use that I use it for.
Oh, but are you like a heavy Raycast user then?
No.
No,
No.
not so much. Okay. Dictation.
I use it for like Rumen does for the app launching with the hotkeys. I use it for Apple's gotten better at it. Like your 2FA codes, when you get a text message and it's got the 2FA code in it, I have a hotkey where Raycast will actually go pull the 2FA code out of my text messages or my email and then paste it into wherever I'm at.
Mhm.
What else do I use? I use the keyboard launchers or the application launchers to launch different apps. I use the dictation.
Dictation. That seems interesting because I type a lot with my keyboard, and I have always thought about dictation, but you have to pay for like an app, Whisperflow or something that is good and reliable. Isn't that right? Yeah, right.
Yeah, one of the cool things with the Raycast dictation is you can set profiles per application. So a good example would be is if I'm in email, I can have I can prompt it that when you're using Apple Mail to compose an email, use this format, make it sound business professional, remove any ums and ahs. I want everything in bulleted list, but use a numbered bulleted list. And then I also have it so that in our ticketing system, whenever I'm in the web browser and I'm at a certain website, which is our ticketing system,
it detects.
Anytime that
it can detect
it'll detect
the profile.
Yes, it'll detect I'm in the ticketing system on a specific ticket because our ticketing system, if I'm in the sales side of it, it's the ticketing system / opportunities / the ticket number. If I'm in the help desk side, it'll be /tickets / the number. So I have it when I'm in the tickets. If I dictate to it, it puts bullet points for everything. It'll say contacted the client, told them that their computer was running slow to reboot it, told them to pull the power plug. I just dictate it in normal tone, and then it detects that it's a bulleted list and puts it in the correct format, which is pretty cool. So, and then you could say when you're in Discord, put an emoji every 5 times. It'll put that in there.
That's interesting. I have to try dictation. Yeah. And is it good like Whisperflow with dictation, or it gets a lot of mistakes, a lot of typos, we could say, or does it correct what you're saying? Is it smart enough?
I think it is. I don't have to go back and correct it normally. I correct my iPhone more than I correct Raycast dictation.
The iPhone sucks, man. Like
I know.
Right.
Yeah. That's why my Discord messages are always edited.
So you use
I'm on my iPhone.
you use dictation on Discord on the phone.
iPhone, yep.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea to use dictation. I should rely on it more and more. I think this is what's gonna make me finally try it, because Whisperflow, I think it's kind of expensive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 2 something, I think.
Let's see. Whisperflow.
I used that when it first came out, and it worked well. And there's integration, or it works on the iPhone as well. It does a lot better than the native. But I use Raycast as like, why do I want another subscription? I already do subscribe to the pro version of Raycast. So might as well.
Do you have to get the pro in order to get the dictation?
I was just looking that up actually, because I think the next question they're going to ask is, it says free during beta. So I'm assuming they'll have a cost for it at some point.
Yeah, because it has to reach out to a server in order to fix the spelling mistakes or whatever, and make sense of what you're saying to it so that it types it correctly in the computer. So it's not local, right? When you dictate to it, I guess it has to go somewhere so it's corrected, and then
no, I think it actually uses an onboard dictation. Let me go look real quick. Just like there was another one that I used. It wasn't Whisperflow, it was another one, and it had an onboard it had onboard AI that was doing the transcription. And I actually liked it because I could take our phone calls from the phone system and drop it in there and transcribe them real quick.
How much does Raycast cost? Like, how much is this?
$8 a month.
$8 a month. Do you pay for this one, Roman?
No, I used to, but not anymore. I started paying for it when the AI portion of it
came out. Yeah.
came out, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna pay for it.
Hammer
Haven't renewed
spoon.
it.
The professor says he uses hammer spoon. We didn't cover that day, because we talked about Emacs for a
Yeah,
long time. But
I was really eager to actually find out how the professor has Hammerspoon do the window management layout. I um I haven't I shared with Ted a little bit, but I am converting back to Mac only because I found it too hard to carry two laptops everywhere.
oh, really? So
Yeah,
the Linux phase is over?
for now.
Oh man, why? Why?
At least, well, confession is mainly because I have to use Mac no matter what for work.
hmm
I need to
Do
carry the
you
Mac.
really have to
You
use
love
it for work,
Mac,
though?
Roman. Just admit it,
I
brother.
know.
Like
No, I
it's
do.
okay. It's
Well,
okay. It's a
so
safe space here.
I do enjoy it. I enjoy not fighting the system a lot more. So that's
Mhm.
why I like with Linux. But I mean, even Prot agrees with me during our last few calls. He
Oh
agrees
yeah.
with me that basically Mac has better hardware.
Oh yeah. That
You
is.
cannot beat the battery life. You cannot beat the screen quality, like the brightness.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah,
cannot
yeah, yeah.
beat, the trackpad. The trackpad on a laptop, it's
Oh yeah.
superior.
hmm
I have not found on a laptop with the same trackpad accuracy and convenience, and it's just the hardware is superior. I mean, even the speakers on the MacBook Pro are better than. I mean,
Oh,
Any
I
yeah.
other
wasn't using
speakers?
like a
Yep.
very. I was using a Asus Zephyr, I think it's called, which is a gaming laptop. I bought it back in 2023. Still pretty powerful. The Linux I ran Omarchi on it, and it was running pretty good. But for some reason, there was a few times where I would open the laptop and it wasn't ready to work. I had to like reboot it and fight with it and all this. So I fought the hardware a lot. So I would probably end up buying a Dell XPS, I think, when it comes
Yeah,
out
they're
with
supposed to be
the new
pretty.
Panther,
Mhm.
Lake, because they're doing in collaboration with Omarchi. So I think they're gonna have like a
Mm.
optimized hardware. So Marchi is
Oh
gonna come sort of like ready to be dropped into one of those. And the
man, that's
XPS
big.
already has, yeah, XPS already has a pretty good hardware as itself. But right now the Panther Lake is not available, so gotta wait. Until then, I think I'm gonna run. Well, because I'm switching to Emacs,
hmm
right? As I've been adapting my layout. Like recently, as a matter of fact, my last session with Prot, I was able to kind of get the layout kind of getting started, so I can do something similar to like he's teaching me how to do the buffers better and learning how to do buffer searching. And so I think Tmux is on the way out for me.
oh really?
I won't
Uh-huh.
need I won't need Tmux anytime soon after
Uh-huh.
this. Buffers is really powerful. He, as a matter of fact, this is something that I was kind of thinking that we can talk because I know Ted has been having some meetings with him, or have you?
Did you
Yep.
start your meetings
Yeah.
with Bart
Yeah.
already? Yeah. Ted as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got past my fear of shoving everything into one file.
Well, he didn't ask me to like clear out complete zero, but we've been going through my current config and cleaning it, so to speak, or explaining
Yeah.
things, and it's been very helpful that I explained to him what I'm trying to achieve out of my Emacs, and he is guiding me through. And we're stopping sort of like to really elaborate just enough on certain concepts to understand them. And as I'm going through recreating some stuff, I'm actually like I'm getting plugins recommended when I need them. Like for
hmm
instance, the latest one, I told him that I really like things to be able to pop in and out when I need them. So for instance, I want to be able to pop my agent in and out of the screen. And so he's like, okay, well, I have the perfect plugin for you. He
Uh-huh.
goes, try Popper. Right.
hmm
So the plugin is called Popper. And so he explained to me how it is. And he's really good at, he's like, I'm not gonna ask you to like install it and basically show you how it works. I'm gonna let you explore it. So he goes, just go ahead and enable it. So he had me do like the use package.
Yeah, isn't that so cool
the,
that you can just enable it just to go play with it, but you don't have to mess up your whole config?
Exactly. And so he's
Try
like,
it before
just
you buy it.
yeah. Like, so I enabled it, and within seconds it's already evaluated and it's active, right? You can see Max installing it, and then you hit Alt X, right? And then you can use your search to find it. So you can find all the search functions about Popper. And he's like, okay, let's try. And because of we're essentially using, I think we're all using the same packages because he recommended the same packages that Christian has been using.
Oh, okay.
Marginalia and then
Vertical and orderless.
right?
Vertical.
Those are the only ones that I have
Orderless,
installed.
right?
Yeah.
Well, Marginalia is pretty good because when you do commands, it actually gives you the description of the commands in the actual search. So as you're searching for that, so you can see, like, let's say pull up all the popper commands, you can see what it does, which parts. So it was pretty cool to see as you're sort of like, I'm exploring this Emacs and I have sort of like someone next to me hovering and it's like really explaining every single concept. And if I have a question, I ask him and he like will go into just enough depth where he won't bore me with like details and like too much, and it just gives you like just enough to understand the concept.
Just the tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, now now I have a question. Wow, I forgot it. Ted distracted me with this comment. Hold on, I have okay. Are you in vanilla or did you stay in evil mode or
Vanilla?
How has that been?
Yeah,
like, are you doing
amazing.
Control E, Control A, and all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm struggling. Like, I'm literally like, because obviously he's having me edit the thing myself, and he's giving me commands that where it takes a little more typing. He's also showing me how he uses it, but I'm sitting there and I'm telling him, and he can see me. I'm typing J, K, L all the time because it's not supposed to be.
Yeah,
but I'm literally sitting there. I'm like,
colon.
okay,
I'm trying to get out of it.
Yeah. But I'm asking him like, okay, I want to experience, I want to learn how Emacs is supposed to do it, because then you can use some of the concepts later. And so I want to learn how Emacs wants, like, what's the philosophy behind Emacs. And so I removed Evo mode. I'm not using Evo, and I'm getting pretty comfortable. I just need to use it a little bit more for like daily stuff. I'm getting it to the point where it's almost ready to replace, let's say, my daily experience with Emacs and Neovim. It's almost there. I think one more week of use, like, basically. So one of the tests that I'm doing as a practice is I'm going through, like, for instance, he told me that the AI had defined my keybinds the wrong way. So if you just go and define them like global, you can, and actually, hold on, let me see if I can open the Emacs. That actually would be the best to show.
Now I have a question. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
And before you brought up the AI, don't forget your thought. Okay, hold it.
Okay.
Why?
Write it down in Emacs.
Yeah, write it down. Why?
Control C in.
Why learning Emacs with prods and not with an AI? What would you say the experience is there, and why? What do you prefer, and why?
Well, but the thing is that Prot is not necessarily against AI. He actually recommends it in certain areas. He sees that I'm comfortable and there's areas to experience. But example, why not with AI? Like, why not learning it with AI? Well, because truly, and this is the experience in more just literally first day, I just had him go through my config, and it was like, well, the AI did this, or like certain things were not working, and he immediately looked at it and he was like, oh yeah, because the AI is doing this and this, which is technically not correct. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Just experience can teach you that, right?
Yeah. like there's just no possible way that like you would, just know that. Like, it's just it does, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So
We can hear that you're typing the incorrect keys on Emacs. We can hear the beep, right? Is that
you
what's
can hear the
happening?
beeps.
You see?
Yes, you
Right?
can hear me type the wrong keys. I am trying to clear it. I'm
Oh,
trying
man.
to get it to a point where I can show you some stuff that you can hear me type. Yes,
You need the
that
original
is
Apple
correct.
chirp.
Yeah, the Apple thing. Yep.
That is correct. I am trying, desperately
That
trying
was
to
too
set it up
good.
while I'm talking. While I'm
Now,
talking, I'm like, oh, let me see if I can set it up. So,
and
so essentially, that's why I wouldn't do it with AI. As a matter of fact, someone like Prod that is willing to share this knowledge that he has acquired over many years, for very affordable price, and it's amazing to be able to tap into this just as that, because he has seen many people walk down the path, right? And so he can kind of guide you the right direction. He's like the, I don't know, he's the guy that drives the boat through the swamp, right? He knows the route, right?
Mhm.
You can decide to jump off the boat and try to go through the swamp by yourself, but he
Mhm.
knows the route. He'll guide you. He's like that guy that has the light, can carry it in front of you, because he sees where you headed. He knows what your final destination is, and he can help you get there. I wouldn't say it will be the same for the AI, because the AI is a very point and shoot. The
Yep.
thing is that because we like, I would say all three of us don't know Emacs enough, we are not good at pointing it. We're good at shooting it, but
Mhm.
what are we hitting with it? Come on, like seriously.
It just kind of
And so
tries to put everything that you asked for into play too,
Uh-huh.
and you don't know how it got there, or I use it as like a guide, to try to say, okay, I want this and recommend it. Then I try to go read about it.
Uh-huh. 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 Uh-huh.
uh, now you distracted everybody.
What did I do? What happened? What happened? What did something happen? Now, how are your sessions going, Ted, with Prod?
So I've only had one session, and it was to basically, like Rune was saying, he looked at my config and recommended a couple of things. Mine was more based upon around an app that I designed with AI,
Mm-hmm.
to talk to a couple of our systems, and he gave me some insight about how to use more of the native, I guess, built-in functions of Emacs versus trying to like. How would you say it? It was just putting a lot of stuff out in plain text, like I don't know what it's called, just where you have like boxes around stuff in ASCII instead of actually using built-in Emacs filtering and sorting type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he helped me with that, and then just it was really cool because you could ask him something about, hey, I'm trying to accomplish this, and he's kind of like a dictionary. He knows everything about Emacs, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like,
Yeah.
oh, well, blah, 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 go do this. And it's not him doing it. And it's kind of how I teach to my clients. Ask me how to do something and they'll move out of the way. I'm like, no, go back. Like, you go sit in front of the keyboard and you drive. You
Mhm.
have to learn how to do this. And that's how he does it. He's like, okay, go enable this package. This is what you do. And I learn a lot better that way than using the AI to actually get the answer or have it try to do something. I mean, it can do it, but it may not do it in the right order. It may not enable it correctly, or it may be too much, and it just messes things up sometimes.
And it can introduce bugs that are not gonna bite you right there, but in the future, right? You're gonna get stuck in like, why is this thing not working properly? Something that AI did 3 months ago, and you have like
Mm-hmm.
no idea what's going on. And how complex is your config right now, Rumen? Because prods is like 10,000 lines or 20,000 lines. God damn it.
Well, I mean, my config is only as complex as the AI. Have made it based on what I've kind of told it, so to speak, right now. And matter of fact, I'm still trying to fix something because I don't remember how to do it.
Uh-huh.
What are you trying to fix?
The AI started kind of like breaking things into modules. So I don't have one file that does it all. I have different
Hmm.
modules for kind of like the different plugins and different custom things.
Uh-huh.
So finally, don't know how to do it. I can do it. I can do it. But essentially, right now everything is kind of broken into uh, different modules. So there's different amount of files. We can kind of switch to my screen, kind of look at what's going on, and you're gonna watch me
I'm gonna
struggle.
have to jump out of here, guys, because I have dinner plans with the family. So
All right,
I'm
Ted.
Right now.
gonna drop off if that's okay.
Yep, no
Yep,
worries. No
totally
worries. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Appreciate your time.
All right, see you guys later.
Bye, Ted.
Great. Bye.
What happened to your screen? I think I switched your screen, Roman. Hold on. Oh, you stopped sharing, I think.
I just recreated it again. But let me see. I can start running again, no problem. Because for some reason,
For some reason, I'm here by myself. Nobody knows the trouble I've been. Nobody knows. Okay, that's a good image right there. That is gonna become useful, but we have to put it under YouTube chat. Oh, it has to be at the top right there.
accidentally closed my window too.
Okay, there we
So what
go.
happens when you have everything on the same browser? All right, so here we go. Yeah, so we are here, and yeah, there's some stuff that the thing created. So so basically, I've been kind of like example. I told I kind of tell Prod, hey, I really like using Flash and Vim in Neovim,
Mhm.
right? He's like, oh, I'm not familiar with how it works. So I jumped into Neovim and I showed him like, oh, you're gonna like this package. He goes, it's called what's it called? Ava. Oh, AV, right? And it works really cool because you press Control C and then F. And then you have certain amount of time when you start typing to type as many characters as you can about the thing. Now you can make a typo, which in this case I did. But you saw how for a second there I had, let's say 3 seconds to type as many characters about the thing that I'm looking for. Right. And so, like an example, I'm going to press Control C F, and I'm going to type just MY. And so it showed me multiple variants that I can jump to. Now I know I want to, let's say, jump to the F, so I'll be down at at line number 5.
Okay.
But then I can go up, and then let's say in this case I want to review the AV file, right? And so here's an example of something that he told me that the AI had done wrong. And so here I'm actually using Control P and N to move around.
Oh man,
really slow.
Aren't you using the arrows?
No, I'm actually using the Control P and N for lines, and then I'm using Alt A and E to jump sections down. So I'm getting used to this.
And why are you using Control P and N and not the arrows?
Control N is basically next line.
Down, yeah.
Line.
But I asked Brad if he uses those, and he told me I use the arrows. He has the arrows in HAKL.
For me, N and P, I got used to using those in Emacs, so they kind of make sense. Also, they also work in the CLI. So you go to Kitty, N and P actually give you, it's like the up and down arrows.
Okay.
So again, it's about, and my biggest concept with him is I want to learn the philosophy because I want to take what I learn and be able to apply it as far as possible. And he said it's not a good idea for right now to learn to adapt. He's like, learn the basics, even though if they don't make sense, because there is one that doesn't make sense. He had me install one, which is basically, it shows me like a window reset. I don't remember what it was right now, but so he showed me one where really saves me. It's something about window resets. So like right now I'm technically in a file, but I don't remember how to do it. And so I'm gonna go and do, let's say, this is actually some of the ones that I've done. So winner is, again, he saw like a workflow. He literally is watching me workflow, and he's like, "Oh, you should try this. This will work really good for your workflow." And I'm like, "What? Like, how cool is that? You're literally tapping into someone that has,
That
read the
has experience
dictionary.
and knows how to do it
No,
the
that
right
has read the
way.
entire dictionary and knows exactly the entire dictionary. It knows every single word in the dictionary." And it's like, "Oh, you should use this." I'm like, "Whoa, crazy." So, we're going through scenarios of like, okay, so he was showing me like how to use the help menus, how to find things, how to describe things, and so forth and so forth. And we're like 3 or 4 or 5, 6 windows down into it. And I'm like, I struggle to know how to go back where I came from. He's like, "Oh, you're really gonna like this package. So it's called Winner." Here I'm gonna use arrows. So I'm gonna do Winner undo. And what it does is essentially gets me out to where I was. So notice how I'm going to go into the AV. So I'm going to open the file, right? Normally in Neovim, I'll just pop my, let's say I'm going to use my oil.nvim, right? So I'm going to do space E and I'm going to get out. But I don't know, I don't know how to get out. And the Emacs way to do it is Control X and F and then hit enter, and this gets you back into, I'm going to close Control X and 1. Why is it not popping it out? Okay, this is a popper thing, because right now it thinks that the window on the right side is popped for some reason.
Oh,
Main
okay,
window
okay.
frame. Okay, so I just want to close this for right now because it's kind of like staying in the way. So here's a Control X 0. There you go.
Okay.
Just to be clear, right? So
Can you zoom
so
in?
here we
Can you
are.
make the font bigger? Oh, does it
I
allow
don't know
you
how to
to?
do that part.
Okay. Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Hold on. Hold on. I gotta figure it out. So I'm just gonna quickly go to my to my AI, just because I don't remember how to zoom in on what's the keybind to zoom in the font.
Oh, now I have a question for you, Rune.
Yep.
Like, you come from Tmax, you used sessions in Tmax, I would assume. How are you gonna handle that in Emacs, like sessions? Or you're not gonna use sessions anymore?
Well, buffers in Emacs work kind of like sessions. That's basically the way I understood it. Is buffers in Control X, and then Control plus. There you go. Is it better now?
Yep, that's a little bit better. Yep.
Here, I'm gonna do Control X, Control plus one more time.
Okay, that's
Is it
good.
better?
Yep, that's good.
And this is stuff that I can configure later when I configure my stream mode. Is that all of these things will be configured for when I'm actually streaming? Yeah. So I'm not gonna use sessions anymore because workspaces and buffers actually hold the truth. And you have tabs, you have windows, you have buffers, and then Emacs is aware about, like, you can have specific tabs, have specific buffers. So the tabs are buffer, kind of like buffer specific. You can lock them in. You can define that. Those are called, from what I understood, I think you can use something like minor mode for, let's say, or a special thing for the tab, where you can define a tab and say, okay, this tab only knows these buffers. and so forth, so forth. And you can basically use the buffers just like you would use Emacs sessions or like a window in Emacs, and they can have history of things. And sounds like Emacs is really good at protecting buffers. There is one thing that Emacs doesn't do as good, but I think it's because it's trying to be more protective of the data. So notice right now there is 2 files which are open up on top right here, my completion and my windows. Those are actually buffers.
Also,
And
that pound symbol means they're open?
yeah, well, so right now the way Emacs saves them, they're actually in the directory. In my directory, they exist as files. So it has written the files, and currently because they're as an open buffer and the buffer is not closed, these files are open, and this is how it saves them. So essentially, until I press Control X, Control S to save it, those files don't get written towards the actual files, which are just down below. So like this is the original file. This is the file that Emacs actually uses, but this is the file that's actually open. And so, for instance, I can have something here. So this is my completion. You can see it looks a little different, right? Because it doesn't have this, because of the pound sign, right? This is almost like this is the buffer, like the history, like it's writing it to as a file. This is your session. You don't need session. This is the buffer. This is everything, and just uses files.
Okay. I don't know. I haven't asked about Prot how to deal or how to adapt my workflow into Emacs, because my plan is to start with org only. Have you?
For me, org is not in my plan yet, just because org is with intention of learning how to how to create a management system. I mean, we're talking about like when I said that I think Prot is cheaper than a therapist is true, because I mean, honestly, he makes it so easy that you can just talk to him about anything, and then time flies really fast. Like he is so knowledgeable. Time flies super fast when you talk to him. I actually like carried over. My last session with him was yesterday morning for us. And I actually like we were just talking, and I have to start telling him, like, let's book 2 hours at a time, because 1 hour is just not enough to say what you want to say.
Yeah,
with him, it has to be almost 2 hours every single time, because you start talking, and he allowed me to, like, he didn't want to interrupt the flow, because it was just like a learning session, and we're like into it, and there was so many things that were being taught and explained in that session. So he just allowed it. He's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna cut you off, right?" But I went over like our time by half an hour, just because it was just easy to talk to. There was a lot of things being explained, and what's really cool, at least for my kind of what's my route with him, is I have an end goal of what Emacs I want Emacs to do for me. And because I want everything to be done through Emacs, I don't care if I'm doing it on Mac or I'm doing it on Linux. That's basically it. And so from that standpoint, I prefer Mac, because Emacs is going to do everything for me, and Mac is just going to provide the hardware. And as we all know, Mac has better hardware currently. It's a better package. And I don't have to carry 2-3 laptops, I just have to have one. Because I can run Windows on the Mac. That'll get all my apps that I currently have to use with Windows running. And I can keep Linux stuff, pretty easy.
So is the Linux phase over?
I remember why I kind of like I was encouraged to switch to Linux. And the main thing is with NixOS. When I was exploring NixOS, and when I discovered it, is that I can use it for my servers. I hit a wall, because my workflow currently with the servers is that when I make development and modifications or configurations, anything troubleshooting to the servers, I don't want to load up those servers with having to build the image, because what happens is if that server has limited amount of resources, and if let's say it's already kind of running at like 70-80% of its limit to maintain the whatever service is running on it, when you load up the build process, you actually slow down the server, and oftentimes the service crashes.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
So I realized that I need a more powerful machine, and that's where the gaming laptop came in. And so I loaded NixOS on that gaming laptop, and I was doing all the building there. The reason why I can't do it on Mac is you cannot build an image for Intel processor on an ARM
On an
processor.
ARM Mac. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. And so currently all my machines and servers use Intel processors. And so what's happening is that I almost have to dedicate an entire server, which is how I'm planning to do it. So I'm kind of migrating some things around where I'm going to have one server, which is going to be pretty much something similar to that gaming laptop. It's going to have lots of RAM, lots of VRAM, lots of resources, overall good CPU. And that's going to be my sort of like my services builder, right? Or like my maintainer, right? And it's going to run some other services too, but it's going to be the core of the sort of like my workflow for development. So I'm going to develop on the Mac, and as soon as an image is ready to be built, it's going to be sent to a local hosted repository, and whenever the local hosted repository gets the latest thing, it will basically send the image to be built on the builder and then upload it on the actual machine that is intended to do that.
So what's gonna happen with Nix then? Are you gonna keep using Nix on servers or what?
Yep.
Yep.
Nix on servers is the way to go.
Why?
It's providing me the sort of configuration reliability that I will get with, let's say, Ansible and Debian.
Mm-hmm.
And you can almost pack up Kubernetes in the whole mix. Like you can have the entire flow. You can have Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Debian, everything prepackaged in Nix.
Oh, okay. I see.
You can recreate the entire thing.
And how easy is it to make changes and to rebuild the next configuration if you make a change? Is it difficult?
It's easy. So it's pretty easy. I currently actually have my Mac. I am exploring the Darwin NixOS package for Mac.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some things locked up this way. Emacs is not one to like to be locked up, but I'm currently using NixOS Darwin to configure my work laptops. So when internally when we're setting up machines, we explored using Microsoft Intune for configurator, and then we explored using the Apple Business Manager. So the Apple Business Manager has certain perks over the Intune. Intune has better coverage, but Intune has a flaw with accounts that are actually Apple Business. And one of the things is that you cannot log in or maintain a Apple Business managed ID.
Okay.
So Intune has a limitation. They haven't figured it out yet. And so when we rolled out our kind of like we were trying to kind of get everybody on board with Apple Business Manager, we realized the Apple Business Manager on the other side doesn't have all the tools that we need to get our kind of like setup ready. So Intune is not enough, and Apple Business Manager is not enough. And I started exploring with NixOS. So I got NixOS to basically set up a laptop, macOS laptop for an employee. So we have sort of like a profile, and usually the guys that do so not all the technicians in the companies get laptop, only certain ones. So typically the guys that do like anything with drones or anything with GPS mapping, they get a laptop. And so I've created sort of like a package or a configuration that is strictly like for drone stuff. and basically I can just load it up. Currently, it's very manual, meaning that I still have to go through like the login page, and I have to SSH into the machine, and then from there on, I just upload the configuration and it's ready. But I'm looking into automating furthermore the process. But currently, it's relying on Nix. What's
Okay.
funny is that Nix actually is just the orchestrator in this case.
Now, how does that work? Okay, so let's say you use Nix, you deploy the employee laptop. What if the employee wants to install an additional package? What happens then? How is that done?
They absolutely can.
They can. So what does Nix
Mhm.
control then? Like certain
Nix
packages?
control certain packages that, let's say, the company requires.
And those
So in this
cannot
case,
be uninstalled? What happens if the employee uninstalls it?
in theory, you cannot. In theory, let's say you cannot install them because Nix is guarding the files, so you cannot edit the files. You cannot remove them.
Okay.
Any files that are managed by the Nix configuration are sort of protected, and you cannot uninstall them.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
if you do, if you figure out a way on the next rebuild, which right now it's not automated, but in the future I'll plan on automating it. On the next rebuild, it'll pull and download the same package.
Okay.
So currently, what I have set up is we have requirements for the full Microsoft 365 package. So we need to have all the apps. So NixOS is managing the download of the entire thing, not setting it up. We don't care that much about the setup. We just care about downloading it, make it available to the client, to the user.
The employee. Okay.
Yes.
And they can
So
sign in after and all that stuff, right?
correct. They can sign in after, and frankly, we that's the thing is that NixOS provided just enough of sort of like control layer that we need, because we don't need the entire Intune. We don't need to restrict access to certain things. Like we don't have policies for these kind of things. We're not there. We just want the person to be able to take their laptop, and we don't mind if they, let's say, load up some personal things if they want to. We warn them that they shouldn't, because oftentimes those laptops get reviewed, right? But in our case, we don't prevent them in any way. We don't have policies to prevent it. But I do want to be able to one-click install all the apps needed
that they need.
and then be able to set it up.
Okay.
And so currently I install Raycast. I install I think I want to say CleanShot. I want to do a CleanShot. There's a couple apps, the full Microsoft suite, and then there's one app that we use which is called QGIS. And it's open source, and so it installs it, configures it, and we can lock it into, let's say, share certain profiles and stuff like that. So my configuration, what my laptop holds right now, is it has a template. Also does all the company branding, so they cannot change the background, they cannot change the user icon, things like that.
Okay.
And it uses the logo of the company.
Okay.
So if they do, basically every 5 minutes or something, the thing goes around and checks and
It refreshes
changes it again.
and re-updates.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what if you want to add a new package to the base configuration? How does that work? Like, what do you have to do?
So currently, what I'm implementing right now is that through Tailscale or through sort of like a local VPN that we're setting up internally, I will set up a kind of like endpoint where the machines will check in against.
Okay.
And
So you have access to them.
Well, first of all, they're gonna be on the company network. I don't have direct access to them, but they will be checking in to see if there's anything new that they need to tap into. And so I will be uploading all of the configurations to sort of like a mothership or like a server that they check into, where they get their images. And their images are already going to be pre-built for them, because I don't want to tax their computer to build the stuff. I want whichever the computer that is holding the images for all the hosts, it's basically have all the images pre-built. So as soon as there's a new image with new changes, they'll check in, and Nix is good to recognize if there's anything new. And so no, like, okay, check in. Nope, the image that I'm using is still the image that is there. So when it will see that the new image is updated, let's say a bug was introduced and fixed, right? So I'll patch the bug. I'll post it on there. And let's say the orchestrator, or like in this case, the mothership server, will kind of hold all the images for all the hosts, and they'll check in every, let's say, 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 1 hour. They'll check in, receive the new application, and they'll do everything on the background.
Oh, and how does the build process work? As you mentioned that when it builds, it uses the computer resources and it can slow
Yeah.
it down. So what's the difference between what you're talking about right now and for it to build that thing,
So
whatever it does?
you can switch. So NixOS, the way so far I've understood it uses it is it does something called the switch rebuild. So it you can compile the changes on it, and you can essentially switch and rebuild at the same time, which it's almost like taking the Docker down,
Mm-hmm.
building it, and then starting it.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty much it. And some changes require full rebuild, and some changes don't. And in this case, Nix, you can build the image. So when the server checks in, or the client checks in with the server, it will see that there's a new image.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, it will rsync it, so it will sync it back to itself, and it will just switch it. It wouldn't have to rebuild it because the image is already built for it. It's like pushing a Docker pre-built Docker image, or pushing the instructions like a Docker compose file to then go and build the image or build everything. Sorry, it's the Docker file essentially. Build the image and then start it. So like one, it will not use the resources of the computer to build the process, to complete the build process. It will just literally just switch. It'll just say,
Okay.
oh, here's my new configuration file. I will shut down all the services, restart, and then I'll load up the new configuration file.
Makes
And I
sense.
realize that that's the most efficient way because I am usually the one that has the most power for a laptop. And I usually have, enough RAM and stuff like that. So I can pre-build the images as I, let's say, troubleshoot. So I could be on a call with the technician and he'll tell me like, oh, you know what, Mac OS introduced a bug, and this is happening. So I'll fix it. Then let's say I have 6 or 7 or 10 other laptops, right? Instead of going and checking in with them to make sure to download the latest version and things like that, I can patch it on mine, since mine uses, let's say, the same orchestration, similar to there, except I'm using a admin level kind of like image. They're using a technician level image. So the technician comes with the core packages that they need. I come with more packages, and I come with, let's say, custom Emacs config or custom Kitty config, and they don't need to have, Kitty installed. They don't need to have, Tmux installed, but maybe they do. Maybe I want to push Tmux to them. Maybe I want to push my favorite Kitty config. So next time I open the Kitty, they have it, right? So let's say instead of using the regular terminal, I can load it on theirs. This is a very fast, easy way that I can make a change to my template and then push it to everybody, and their computers just check in.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Nix for servers then. Okay.
Yeah. I think well, once we get the demo, so like what we got kind of like planned for a demo with Ted. I think once we get the Ted and I get the demo put together, I think you're gonna like it, and you might want to explore it. How you could do, let's say, rebuild or replicate your entire setup instead of using Kubernetes and Docker and things like that. Just use Nix and see how it would be possible. For at least for me, what I've seen so far, it makes sense. It's the complete package. Like it does everything that I needed. I don't like. I still use Docker. I still use Brew. Like it's just Nix manages what Brew packages go in and whatnot. So it literally figures out. Okay. Well, it's the AI. I'm using AI to configure a lot of the stuff. And even Ted was really impressed when I gave him one of my Nix images. He was like, "Oh, you made it super easy to install. Like I didn't even realize it was a Nix image until further later, right?" And it was just like he was thinking that he's just working with a Debian. He was trying to modify some stuff and trying to like reduce permissions and stuff like that. And I was was like, no, you can't do that because Nix guards the stuff. You have to change the configuration file.
Mhm.
So another thing that I currently am working on, it's gonna be probably part of the demo, is I want to have disposable kind of like VPSs. And so I've created a custom image, custom NixOS image adapted for, like, let's say Linode or Akamai, whatever you want to use. And so I've loaded it to my Akamai profile. And so it's available there. And with just a quick CLI command, the AI can spin a VPS, let's say a 2 gigabyte RAM VPS node that runs the exact same NixOS package that I use across. So if, let's say, I want to test really quickly, in a matter of 15 minutes, I want to test 15 different layouts of something, I can quickly spin 15 machines running the same NixOS configuration,
Mhm.
running the same different app, and it will give me, let's say, their URLs, and I'll be able to go and test it.
Mm. Man, yeah, that sounds pretty useful if you need to manage servers and deploy, well, reproduce things fast, right? What about your
Yeah.
personal computer? Are you still going to, or do you manage your Mac with Nix as well?
Yeah, I currently manage my Mac to a certain degree, not the entire thing. I'm switching things around, but I realized that Nix is, for instance, like the Nix philosophy does not work great with Emacs.
Why?
Well, because you pretty much every single time I edit the configuration file, like the .el file, I have to rebuild and switch.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, and
And it does
that's
pretty quickly,
Mhm.
but you can easily adapt it. But right now I just have NixOS theme linked. So yes, Nix has sort of like a memory and keep, but it doesn't guard them. It doesn't enforce them. Like it just keeps kind of like a state of my Emacs configuration, but I'm allowed to edit it live.
Mm.
Because
So,
otherwise, what it does, Emacs won't pick up the changes until you rebuild and switch Nix.
oh man, so I think it's starting to make sense. Okay. So,
I have to show it to you. I have to show you some of the things that we can do.
yeah, I'm interested in it for my Mac, So the things that you don't change often, you can manage with Nix, right? Like
Exactly.
packages that you
Exactly.
install and
Yes.
forget about
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
do it with
Exactly.
Nix. macOS
Mm-hmm.
configuration that you never touch,
Correct.
just when you set up
Yeah,
your Mac,
exactly.
you can manage that
Mm-hmm.
in Nix. My Neovim
Yep.
config, which I edit often,
Exactly.
I should leave it out,
Correct.
probably, right?
Yes. Yeah. You can keep it sim linked. So Nix knows about it and it keeps the state of it. So every time you rebuild and switch, it'll grab a sort of like it'll save the whatever state you rebuild and switch. Any changes after that, it's almost like doing a backup, right? So Nix will know and it will be able to reconfigure it at that state. But because you've made changes afterwards, let's say, and you haven't rebuilt and switched, let's say in 15, let's say you've been working on your config for 2 days, right? When you make changes over the next 2 days since the last rebuild and switch, Nix doesn't know about those changes. It doesn't know about them. It has not created a new image, right? You have not built. So you haven't built the new state. Like it just knows that they're linked, and it will only take that snapshot on the next rebuild. So however often you do these rebuilds and switch, that's when it'll create the snapshot. The snapshot is where it grabs all the files and it keeps them locked in. And
Man.
like you said, things that you don't edit are great because they will never break. Because what happens is nothing can go. For instance, my SSH config. This is something that I don't change a lot.
Yep.
And I had the AI try to. I tried the AI was trying to, because AI didn't know that I had Nix on the Mac, right? And I tried to add an entry into my SSH config. It quickly figured out that the file is locked in as a read only. And it couldn't do it. It just couldn't change it. And you couldn't change the stuff because it sort of creates another user and it takes ownership of that file. And it says,
Okay.
no, I'm the owner of that. Everything
Okay.
goes through me.
So not even with
And
sudo
so,
you can edit the
correct,
file.
I couldn't edit it. No.
Okay. Okay. I just I find it
Now I
like
still use
very
Homebrew.
overwhelming.
Because some of the packages on NixOS were not as adapted as Homebrew
Mhm.
packages.
Okay.
But what it does is essentially uses NixOS to manage the Homebrew package list. Pretty good. As a matter of fact, I will try. Let me see if I can.
But you specify the version of the package, the brew package that you want to install, right? Or you
Yeah.
just do brew install.
As a matter of fact, here, if you look at my screen, this is actually. I'm going back. I'm into my Nix kind of thing, and this is the Darwin. So this is all the ones that I host by this, and so I'm gonna go into hosts, and so these are, let's say, like some of the laptops that I have, and then this is another thing that I'm experimenting, and this is mine, right? So I can go into it, and this is basically the default Nix config, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here it tells you what's the host name, computer name, primary user, right? And then you can see the modules so like everything is broken down into modules, right? And imports these modules, which is obviously company branding, the team that we use. So I wanted to basically, so what I'm doing is I have two teams that I use. I use light and dark, and then the branding is according to the team.
Okay.
So it's actually switching the team and the branding. So when the user is installing it, they could choose whether they want to use light or dark. And if I do dark, it's gonna do the dark background, but on their user icon is gonna actually use the light one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking consideration of team, also what Steelite tools are available, Homebrew. Right now, this actually has a module for Emacs, just because again I'm taking note of Emacs. I have a module about ForgeJo, which is basically my private GitHub alternative.
Okay.
I started not using GitHub. I basically loaded everything on my own server, and I have a ForgeJo essentially. I'm keeping track of things about my Pi agent. I don't edit my Pi agent very often, and I do want to be able to reproduce it. So, like, let's say, for instance, something I'm exploring is I want to be able to load up, let's say, a Pi agent on somebody else's Mac OS.
Mm-hmm.
So then, when I jump to work on their Mac OS, I can have it. Then I have Aerospace. Courtesy of your config, I have SketchyBar. Taking
Okay.
a lot of SketchyBar. I started using SketchyBar a little bit more. I'm getting used to it. I have Terminal, and I started playing Minecraft with my son. So
Okay.
I'm managing my Minecraft through Nix here. Oh, now if you ask me how to open these files or how to open it, I don't know if I can from here. In Neovim, I could probably jump into it, but it is in this case I'll just do Control XF, and I'll go and find the files, which are somewhere. I want to say posts modules. So I'll go modules. So they're the modules. And so we'll look at, let's say, let's look at the Control CF, Minecraft, right? And so I'm here, jumping to Minecraft. And it's basically telling you what things will install. In this case, it installs a Prism launcher, which is for Minecraft. What else that it does? It installs a fabulously optimized instance. It creates it, and
Now,
it gives me a yeah.
what happens? Okay, so let's say that I'm on macOS. I'm on macOS 15 right now. So my Nix configuration would be based on macOS 15. When I migrate to macOS 26, I have another config for macOS 26, and I adapt it, right? Like so that I can
You could,
reproduce
yeah,
them.
yeah. Or you can just load your 15 and see what just yeah. I mean, you can. But this is just one file that defines that, let's say, what is my Minecraft module? My Minecraft module has the fabulously optimized package, which is for the Prism launcher,
Mm-hmm.
which basically launches a certain version of Minecraft with certain mod packs. That's what it does.
Oh, let me see.
Right. And let's say,
Let me see your Sketchybar config. Let me see a file. Does it change? Does the language change completely? Like, so what is this? Okay, so the colors
so
are
here
there.
we're,
Yep.
yeah,
Okay.
so right now we're doing a background, surface, foregrounds. Then you have something called front app plugin, and then there's a lot of stuff called in here. These are just scripts in this case. It's using just system event scripts that are defined here.
Okay.
But you can see they're locked in. They're locked into a function.
Uh-huh.
Now I don't have my Nix LSP adapted, so right now I don't have color coding or anything like this. It's just plain black and white. As a matter of fact, if you want, I can try to make it a little bit bigger. Is that better?
Yep.
A little better?
That's better. So the configuration changes, like the way that you configure stuff is not the same way that you did it in Sketchybar usually, so it completely changes.
Well, yeah, because you're using the Nix now to define those things. So you need to know the Nix language, right? And that's where AI comes in handy because I don't need to learn it, but it's very publicly available and you can absolutely use the AI to configure stuff. And so what I do is, let's say, for instance, right now I can live test on to make changes to my sketchy bar if I want to, right? So currently the AI can make changes live on this, and when it wants to lock them in and make them permanent, meaning that my computer will always have them no matter what, it will actually write them in this file, and then it will lock them in. And so the next rebuild, Nix will read this file and it will follow the instructions in this file, and it will rebuild the sketchy bar.
Okay. Okay. So you can edit it the old way if you like it.
Yeah.
Then the AI can write it the next way to be permanent.
Yeah. So you can see some stuff here, like for instance, here's a volume plugin, right? So it uses a package, which is something called just a shell script, and it uses something you probably will find familiar, sketchy bar volume, right? As a matter of fact, I took a lot of like inspiration from yours. I took your config for sketchy bar and I tried to kind of modify it to my own. I'm still adapting it, but like for instance, like okay, well here, and then it's basically from what I understand, it's basically saying, okay, well where are you gonna get the volume? Well, the volume is something where it just runs a script. It just uses an OSA script, and it's taking volume just from the system, right? Here you can see it's defining. Sorry, I'm jumping through much, but here's defining the icon. So it's just saying, okay, well, what is the volume plugin? So the volume plugin is going to have a variable called icon. And then it's just saying like, hey, if the volume is equal to 0, in this case, do this. If not, then use the icon, right? And so I think it's just to change the icon. This is it. And it's defined here. This is just a NixOS way to define it, right? And it's locked in. It's just a different, it's almost like if you were to do it bash, right? Do a bunch of bash scripts. But I think it's superior because it has the whole system of this rebuilding and the snapshots, right? And then you also have the package manager as a you can tap into the entire NixOS package manager.
Oh, sounds interesting, man. But
It is.
sounds
I think would be interesting. Yeah, I think it would be interesting to explore. I think everybody should explore it. It just it clicked very well in my workflow personally. For my own things, for the things that I do for other computers, for me to manage servers, it just personally just clicked very well. Let's see if I can go to another one.
But how big of a rabbit hole is it? Like, is it? Oh man, because that's gonna be like Emacs. It's gonna be a lot of work, right?
Well, no, I started as long as you kind of like are more clear about things. I started, and it's to me at least makes sense, right? And so Yeah, to me, it just makes sense, right? It's with AI is a lot easier for sure.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't
for
wanna.
sure a lot
I don't
easier.
wanna take a next course, learn the next
Yeah,
language.
no,
Man, what a waste
you
of time.
don't. Yeah,
I don't. I don't wanna
yeah.
do that. But
And
how?
so, for instance, I have these scripts which are basically, you can see they're just shell scripts. One is called apply branding, right? And so I can take, and it's just a shell script, and it just runs that script
Okay, that is
alongside
Nix.
everything.
Nix runs that script,
No,
right?
yeah, and the Nix, in this case, configurator, or the package manager in this case, which is what rebuilds this, the image, and what loads it up and configures everything and guards the entire configuration, keeps everything static, is what runs that script. And the script is just a bash script. Right, it literally tells you where the branding comes from. You can see that right here. I have sorry, I did something. I have here, it just tells me where the asset actually lives. And it's like, okay, and make sure when you're transferring the image, it transfers the asset, pulls out the asset from there. It's just a bash script. It just, what you will do with bash, but it's locked in. And I know that every single time I can reproduce that. It's
Because
almost like I said, Docker and Ansible had a baby.
let me show you what I do. Hold on. And I think this will make sense for me if I try to set up a new Mac. Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, I know you have a very big bash script that sets up your entire.
Exactly. That sets everything up, but it's not as reproducible, right? So if something like Nix would make more sense in that case. But hold on, I'm not switching. Just probably Kashi. We also have a question in chat here. Been watching you for a while, but I was wondering what branch are you in? Backend, DevOps, etc. Networking, we could say. Network engineer. That's my current title, network engineer, but I do a little bit of everything. I used to be a monitoring engineer, site reliability engineer. So let's say network engineer for now, if we want to make it simple. Next is almost perfect, says 01. Man, but let me show you. You already saw it, right? So it's in my dot files.
I've seen your
First time setup, right? So this you say that could be translated to Nix, right? Like, would it install my base packages as well, right? Because I have like my essential packages that I install through that other script, right? So I guess it would install these as well, for example, right? I don't know, man. It just sounds like a lot of work.
For sure.
Sounds like a lot of work.
I mean, yeah, for someone that has already established it from your end, and then how often would you do it?
Yeah, once every 5 years.
For me, I didn't have a solution. I was looking for one. I kept jumping between. I learned Docker. I was just getting ready to like do Swarm or Kubernetes. I learned. I was thinking about learning Ansible, and I was like, I don't have time for all these things.
Yep.
And after watching Tony's video, Nix kind of came across my lap, and I didn't think much of it. I just like loaded up on one of the laptops and started exploring with it. And obviously, for me, using AI to live config my stuff changed things. I hit a position where my configuration grew so big that I had to wait 10 minutes to rebuild any changes on one old laptop that I was running on, because it was just a massive config with a bunch of apps that were rebuilding and retesting every single time. It was huge. Didn't make sense for me when I was trying to make a quick change to my, let's say, Neovim config. And so it started to be like, oh, but then I tried it. I was like, oh, I wonder if I can take one of my, let's say, one of my hosts that does like Home Assistant, Homebridge, and something else. And I was like, I wonder if I can maybe rebuild it using Nix. And that's how the first kind of like, sort of like thing was built. And then I noticed that the Nix install process is very lengthy.
Mhm.
And Tony, by the way, of course, he posted a video about Tonarchi,
Uh-huh.
in which he used a custom shell script to install Arch. I was like, ooh, I wonder if I can ask the AI to basically adapt this form of script to an install script from NixOS.
Mhm.
And after about a day of iterating and literally creating an image, I have the image here, creating an image, loading on a USB, plugging it there, using something to capture a screen, and then posting it back to the AI, we got to the point where we figured out the quirks of what went wrong, and we created the base image. So the base image installs Tailscale. It copies, like, the image has my Tailscale key on it. So it loads this server and tags it. So it keeps it away from the main network, but it tags it so I can jump onto it right away. So it tags it with my own Tailscale immediately. So the server can be anywhere. It could be on a 3-4 different networks, doesn't matter. It immediately is, as soon as the server becomes live, as soon as you load up the ISO, boot it up and all this, it's 5 or 6 clicks to install it. I mean, I didn't even have to give any instructions to Ted. I gave it to him. He installed it without even asking me, like, what should I do? You just follow the prompts. And kudos to Tony, because he made it really clear and he created the script. As a matter of fact, in my and I want to show you that. I want to demo all of that to you. I want to show you how basically I load up I boot up the entire thing in a VM. I install it, and this is essentially something that I want to share with everybody. And in the credits, I've said special thanks to Tony, by the way, and to Narj, just because I took the concept from him about using the script that installs it really quickly. Of course, Omarchi uses a script to install quickly. I could have taken it from there, but theirs is very heavy. Theirs is very, I don't want to say heavy, but it has a little bit too many options. You can definitely size it down, especially for something that's being reproduced and you have like kind of like a minimal layout. You can definitely size it down. I could even make it so it doesn't even ask you any questions. It just sets up the server directly
right away. Okay.
You don't even have to. Yeah. But I made it so that if, let's say, if I share it with someone, they can configure it in their own way.
They can customize it a little bit, right?
Yeah. Exactly. It's pretty cool. It's a demo is coming up, and I'll show you how useful it is when it comes to, let's say, for anybody, because I found it really useful for anybody that wants to sort of, let's say, deploy Home Assistant or Homebridge.
Now,
because
what is Home Assistant, Ruben? Because okay, I use Alexa, right? And it's a piece
don't know
of shit.
what Home Assistant is?
Yeah, no. I don't understand what Home Assistant is. Like, is it some sort of service that you run somewhere that works like an Alexa or something? What is it?
Well, it's more than that. So Home Assistant is basically kind of like a bridge between many different services.
Does it replace Alexa?
It could. Yes, the goal is it's open source and it's meant to control your home. So it can tap into so many things. It is an open source project that's been running for a long time.
I have a question for you. Okay. I have my light bulbs, right? And they're connected to Alexa. So turns them on, turns them off at a certain time. The power in the house goes off at 3 a.m. Those motherfuckers come back, all of them turn on when the power comes back, right? And it's like, what the okay, I'm not gonna say curse words, but is that something that Home Assistant can help with? Yeah, how?
How?
Just because of that, I want to try it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the Home Assistant has something under the sleeve called Node-RED, and Node-RED is a separate project that was developed many years ago, and it's very powerful. I wish I learned Node-RED before I learned Home Assistant, because a lot of the things you can do in Node-RED, you kind of don't need Home Assistant to begin with.
Uh-huh.
So what Home Assistant can do for you in this case is it can keep track of these devices, because they most likely connect to it. Almost, a lot of the packages that are available out there, almost everybody has developed their own kind of a connection with almost every brand. So likely there's something out there that somebody has created, because
Mhm.
it's a giant market for things. There is sort of like the packages that the Home Assistant officially supports, and
Mhm.
they're automatically loaded as add-ons on the official image, but they're not loaded on when you download the Docker image.
Mhm.
And however, Home Assistant underneath, it uses Docker altogether. So I decided that, oh, well, I'm just going to use a NixOS with Docker, right? I can just use NixOS, load up the Docker images. So I load up the Node-RED, which is an add-on to
Mhm.
Docker on Home Assistant.
Uh-huh.
So I said, okay, I'm just going to load up the Node-RED through Docker on NixOS. And then I'm going to load up Homebridge, which is another similar like Home Assistant. And then, so Home Assistant is written in Python, and it's pretty much your home, like smart home app. Like you can load it up on your phone. You can, check in with your things. You can create automations. You can control manually. You can create dashboards.
Oh, because right now my automations happen in the Alexa app, and I have to use the phone
Yeah, it's
to,
very
and
limited.
it
Very
sucks,
limited.
man. I would like to do it on the computer in a file like a normal human being and track it in
Yes.
GitHub, and have it in
Yes.
GitHub. So is that
Exactly.
possible?
That's yeah, absolutely. So Home Assistant is great for that, because you can essentially track all that. So
Yeah.
this will be actually really good to demo, because
Yeah.
obviously you're talking to someone that actually uses it professionally and personally. Ted is also another. That's how me and Ted linked up together. Ted uses it also with his clients and like in his own home. He actually has quite a bit of pretty cool automations. And then some things that he's done for clients that obviously can't discuss on stream.
Mhm.
But he is a pretty good, pretty heavy user on Home Assistant. So it would be really great if I sort of like, if you want to give me like a VM, or so like if you pull up a VM
Uh-huh.
that you can load up,
Yep,
I
yep,
can
yep.
give you my image without my obviously Tailscale key, just the pre-built. It comes with the Home Assistant module. It comes with the Node-RED module, Homebridge, and I think it loads up Tailscale, but then you can log in with your own if you want to.
Okay, so it's an
You
ISO,
can,
right? An
yeah, just an
ISO?
ISO. Yeah, just an
Okay.
ISO. It
Okay, okay.
installs Nix in the
Okay.
whole thing, and you configure it, and you can just build it however you want.
We can try
As a matter
that
of fact,
next stream.
off streams, what we can do is, if you give me, let's say, a SSH key that you want to use, I'll preload it in there, or you can essentially, since you're probably going to use something like Proxmox or something like that, you
XCPNG.
essentially can paste. Yeah, you can then paste your own key. Most of the time, I don't have that option, just because I configure machines that are like, I configure an actual machine, and I don't have like a VM on it. So, but also VM, I mean, might be a good idea to try that.
Yeah.
But you'll be able to paste your own SSH key and configure it however you want, and it will show up on your network. And then, if you want to test, like if you want to show, if you don't mind, obviously we can test it off stream, and just make sure nothing, private gets exposed, because there is one part of the setup where it's asking for your location.
Okay.
It does not automatically log in,
Mhm.
but obviously you wouldn't want to show that. So we can at least maybe skip the initial setup and then just show here's how to write some automations.
Now,
And so Node-RED or
how
Home Assistant can
how
keep
would it
track of
help me
your
with
lights.
with the lights? Yeah, that was my
Yeah.
question. Like,
So then once it's loaded, Node-RED can keep track of your lights. And let's say if when the lights come on and it's particular time, you can it will basically just turn them off.
oh, but they're gonna turn on for a little while and then turn off, right? Like a few seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you said that the power stops
Yeah.
because of some, let's say, external source. Let's say
Electricity
exactly.
outage. Yep.
So because the power stops, they won't be able to send their sort of cry for help, and nothing can actually change it. But basically, as soon as the power comes on, your server will come on, and
Oh,
the
but the
lights will
server
obviously
stays
come
on. So this is what happens. My server, my internet stays on. Everything stays on because I have UPSs in the house, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it'll stay on. The server will not go off unless, it's like the power outage is over 30 minutes, my servers will die and there's nothing I can do about
Yeah.
it. But they will be on. The lights are the
Mhm.
only ones that won't go down, right? And then
Okay.
they will come back up when the power comes on. But the server on. So what
Yeah.
then?
And then you'll define whether you want those lights to be on or off state based on certain times. And you can
Okay.
say, well, if it's this time of the time, because let's say you said 3 p.m. It's still bright outside. The lights were off. The server can keep track of what the previous state was, and
Mhm.
it'll make sure that you can set it up where they come back on and check in right away. Hey, are you at the state that you're supposed to be at?
Okay.
No, you're
Makes
not.
sense.
Okay, go back to that state, right?
Mhm.
And just have to make sure it doesn't fight you for when you actually want to turn on the lights. But this is just part of the figuring out how the automation can actually help you, right?
Mhm.
So in this case, the simplest one is okay between 3 and 6, right? Let's say, or if let's say the last known state of the lights was on, and all of a sudden they're off, right? Were they off because let's say you switched them off?
Mhm.
Or were they off because let's say a power outage? And we can define what a power outage means, because maybe the lights like your way of turning them on and off doesn't make him offline.
Mhm.
Maybe they do go offline. We'll see. We have to
Okay.
look at the state, and then we can adapt to it. But this is something that me and Ted are pretty good at.
Okay.
It's what we do,
And
figure out.
how does Alexa play? Well, been 2 hours here. The
Yeah.
last 5 minutes. How does Alexa play in the mix? Because Alexa is just a piece of garbage that usually does
Yeah.
not send the right commands. So what
Yeah.
happens there?
So you can. So that's the thing, is that you can connect to your Alexa, and Alexa has gotten really better now with the Alexa Plus. So you can kind of get a little
What is
better with
Alexa
that.
Plus, by the way?
Alexa Plus is basically using the Meta, or like no, using the AWS AI model, whatever it is. Basically Alexa has tapped into it. I don't know if it's he tried to be it's Alexa Plus is like I would say like, Alexa with AI.
What the fuck? But you
AI
have to
powered
use
version of Amazon.
a new speaker.
Um no, but look, it costs $20 per month.
Oh god damn it. Okay. Oh, unless you pay
Uh
for Amazon Prime.
yeah, if you pay for Amazon Prime, then it's free. It's pretty cool. It's a little bit better. You can actually have more kind of like a free conversation with it, and you can say things like, "Oh, you know what? Um, open the lights, or turn on the lights and play some music." Right? You can say things, and then
A couple things, yeah. So yeah, because
yeah,
man, you give it one instruction and the bitch will not get it, brother. Like it will not.
yeah,
And you tell it, no, it's just useless. The only thing that it can do is play music, and it's always gonna play the same damn
yeah.
song.
Now the cool thing is with Home Assistant is that you can connect Alexa to Home Assistant, and Home Assistant can expose more entities to Alexa. You can control what you expose to it. And then you can also write your automations in Home Assistant, but
They
then trigger them through
deprecated
Alexa.
they deprecated a lot of hardware, says year one. A lot of Alexa hardware. So probably my
Mhm.
speakers are gone then, I guess. What is this thing? This is
Oh, that's the
on
thing, is the cool thing is that those with Home Assistant you can basically just use the Alexa engine, just the voice part of it, and then
okay.
just handle everything through Home Assistant.
What is this one? This is, let me tell you what model
And
this is.
there is um there is one part that I think will be really useful for you. There is like, for instance, you can have your maybe like voice to text something, or some alerts come through Alexa via
Mm-hmm.
Home Assistant.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually send directly to the API, and Alexa will just speak it out.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a useful thing. I implemented Alexa as a doorbell in one application where I just use it as an announcer. It was a very cheap announcer for a gate, because the client had a very long driveway, and at the end of the driveway they had They wanted to be notified when the gate is open and when there's somebody at the gate. And they had the intercom. They can see the gate at a certain part of the house, but their house was pretty big, very big, I would say. And so
Mhm.
sometimes they'll be in, let's say, one of the offices, right? And they wouldn't have their phones on them. They wouldn't see the gate, and so the Alexa will speak out throughout the house. It'll say, visitor at the front door, or visitor at the gate,
Oh.
or it'll say, or sometimes they have, let's say, a crew that comes in. Let's say the landscapers come in, or the pool cleaner comes in, and they wanted to know that, let's say, the pool cleaner has come in. So the pool cleaner uses a particular code. That code gets
Oh.
registered in the box. The box then speaks to Home Assistant. Home Assistant understands that, hey, the pool cleaner code was used. Tell Alexa to tell throughout the speakers, pool cleaner is coming in.
Oh, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, so there's cool little things that you can do with Alexa as a cheap speaker,
Mhm.
primarily.
Oh.
Also, it's also, you can use it for like a music player throughout the house, because it has an aux port, so you can pipe music to it, and then you can hook it up to, let's say, a bigger speaker system, and then just use it as a music player.
Man, pretty interesting. Let's see what we
Yeah.
can do. Let's talk about it and we can demo it.
Yep.
We can demo something.
We'll discuss it, and maybe we can get you set up with, maybe that's gonna be our way first to set up or to demo NixOS and
Nix,
Home Assistant.
exactly. So Nix and Home Assistant, something that I actually plan to use, That's a good idea. Yep.
And then we'll show you the rebuild process and everything. It's pretty cool.
Okay,
Plus,
Roman.
this is my way of, I want to give back to the community, because obviously I've learned so much from the community, and I want to share this kind of like my implementation of Nix.
Yeah, amazing, man. Amazing. Appreciate it. So
Okay.
let's end it here. I'll meet you
Okay.
next week, same time, right?
Yep, next week, same time. Oh, wait, what time is? We'll discuss the time. But yeah, I think we need to move it to 00 UTC, because I'm going back to the States, so it won't be on your time zone.
Okay.
So that we'll have to go to 6 p.m. your time.
All right. We have to talk to Ted to find something that works for the three of us when but next week it doesn't matter. It's just the two of us. The week after it joins. Okay. So, yep.
Okay.
See you next week. Thanks, chat.
Okay.
Thanks, Roman.
Okay.
Bye.